time for pre-market prep at the close. All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
I think I just realized that the time is wrong in that video.
I know.
We'll have to get that fixed.
Joel, the people have been waiting since 9 a.m. ET for you to come back. I'm glad you can satisfy the itch.
Okay, all right, I'm back here, and oh, he's gone already.
Yeah, he's gone.
All right, let's just bore people with our usual stuff. I know Spencer's going to say, "Will you share the screen?"
That is what I'm going to say. How'd you know?
You sound better, Spencer. I think you're getting used to this this all day gig. I think you're getting you're building your momentum.
It's easier with Mitch here. When he's out, I'm doing it all day. But
I
have a break when Mitch is here. All right, let's bring up those charts. Let's take a look. Joel, the buy the dippers. They got it again.
They did. They didn't get me. They didn't get me. I was hoping for a little bit lower. Friday's intraday low was like 90.50, and it just wouldn't get there. So like that psychological 3,900, if you were using that as a bogey, good level. We bounced, and we bounced hard. Now we're moving up towards the highs of the intraday session, but I'm going to forget about that. I'm just going to look at this 32.25. That's your pre-market high. That's only $1.25 away from your all-time closing high. So we'll focus on that for the remainder of the session. On the downside, it doesn't feel like we're going back down here. It feels well bid. So we will just see if we can clear the close and then get into that 39.30 handle. Another good day for crude here. Multi-month high, year high. We haven't been back here since January of last year, up $1.13, 61.18. The gold market, I was worried about. I'm even worried more about. Down 26.40 at 17.72.60. Silver, that's going the opposite way, man. Spreaders must be getting killed on this. Up 6.5 cents at 27.39. And don't look now. Bitcoin up $4,175. 53,100. I was scrambling for my sign on to my Coinbase account so I could add a little bit more, and it still remains to be found. But I have one more place that I can look. So that's
it's interesting. So because the Bitcoin, and I've got the futures up too, Joel. They didn't do anything yesterday after like basically from like midnight onward, like from the previous night. They went up in the evening and spent the next 12 hours, 24 hours really doing a whole lot of nothing. Nope. They went up again overnight. Second night in a row, they went up overnight. But unlike yesterday, today they just didn't really stop going up.
Yeah. The only thing that I was looking here yesterday, I said, hey, is this move over? And you cleared 50,000 here. And what I was looking for, and I know there's, this is not the primary platform where this is traded, obviously Coinbase and all those other multiple exchanges, but just what I was looking for was a change in open interest and on a big volume day. And you really didn't have a big change in open interest. So what that means is, some people trimmed some long, some people covered some short. So I would have been a little bit concerned with that trading action from yesterday if the open interest dropped significantly, but it didn't. So, man, when there's no resistance, there's no resistance. That's what we're looking at in Bitcoin. What stocks do you want to cover today?
Well, looking at my Benzinga Pro Movers tool, what's up the most, what's down the most, looking at a heat map. First thing that jumps out to me is obviously there's a little bit more red than green, but not a ton. And I want to look at some of these Bitcoin stocks because, it's the same thing we just discussed, but look at Riot today, right? Just can't stop, won't stop.
Yep.
Mara went down a little bit, but still came back up, right? All these Bitcoin stocks.
Yeah, it's really I just can't be much help on these things because they just keep going up and there's no resistance. So I'm failing you guys here. Let me get rid of the Verizon. Mara. Just on a relative basis, I mean, when Bitcoin was at 20,000, this got to almost 90. So if you want to use that as a bogey, the other intermediate high, this is kind of interesting for Mara. Let's take a look here. Show old data. You had a high back here at 5504. We got a ways to go to that. So I wouldn't worry about levels in these individual stocks. I would just keep an eye on Bitcoin. And as long as Bitcoin's going up, just trail your stop. It hasn't had any big flush out down moves. So that's Mara. That's Riot.
Hey, speaking of it keeps going up, did you see CCIV today? It didn't have any halts, I don't believe. But
and this is still in anticipation of the deal, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, people are loving this and they're buying into it. Spooce just went unchanged here. So we are just we're itching to take out that pre-market high 32 and a quarter. SPAC guys, you guys SPAC guys got this, man. I mean,
it makes even though the SPAC market itself at times makes no sense, this makes really no sense. Like this makes no sense at all. So like what's going to happen when they get the deal? It's going to go down? I don't know.
Sell the news? I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know.
Did you see Roku today? Roku, they report earnings tomorrow after the close. It's had a very interesting day.
Let's see. Gap down, huh? Someone wants out ahead of the report.
Yeah.
They report after the close, you said?
Tomorrow.
Okay. I said, I mean, a lot of people sitting on a lot of profits here. So the only thing I can really tell you about that is, someone, getting out. We talk about the pre-earnings run, right? And then yesterday was the day to sell. And some people I think maybe you got some people caught that maybe were Johnny-come-latelys. But you know what? It's coming back. It's at the high of the session, right? Right near the high of the session. So I don't know. The bulls are better back. I think you maybe had one big cat that wanted out and just said, hey, I'm selling a couple million shares today. And he didn't do it in the strength, or she didn't do it in the strength. It did it in the weakness. And that's what happened. You take something down. What's the daily range, man? They took this down to 436. Did you have a reference point there? Nope. I would have been hanging out for 433.52 and or 53 and would have gotten stuff. So was there a close that area? Not much there to tell you it was going to turn around. Nope. Another close at 534. So to me, just guessing, just some big cat wants out ahead of the report.
Did you see Shopify today?
It got whooped, right? Did it ever make a comeback?
That was so this morning. That was hours ago.
They got it down to 1360. I mean, if you were leading on this low, you would have taken 1345. If you were leading on that daily low at 1355, if you caught it on the way down, you just stuck your bid there. You maybe got your head chopped off. But at least if you would have waited the whoops trade when it came back up through there, then it would have been a heatless trade, because then you could have bought 56 and leaned down to 45 low and have 40, 45, 50 points right here at 14, 10, 10. But that's after the fact. People don't want to hear about that.
Well, I'll tell you what's not after the fact. We got some big earnings coming up tonight. We got
before we go to earnings, can we do Verizon? Yeah. We are the only people on Wall Street talking about Verizon.
Wow, I did not see that. Man, Buffett is good.
I know.
This guy knows things.
Yeah, it was the pre-market prep stock of the day. I didn't put the article out. Now, remember, he was buying over the last 3 months, right? And I don't know.
Not even the last 5 months.
5 months.
4.5 months. That's not
really?
Well, it's for Q4. That was September. That was October. That was 4 months ago, right?
Okay.
October, November, December.
Okay, so he was. Let's go here. I mean, he was buying a little high on this one, because if you look at the monthly ranges there, actually, I did this. The ranges were from 5602 to 6195. It just tried to make a new all-time high at the end of the year, and then came down hard. So I think Mr. Buffett is still still underwater on this, but the street ran with it. You couldn't fill the gap from yesterday. I did it as a pre-market prep stock of the day, pairs of highs at the 57 area where I was looking at for potential resistance. And lo and behold, 57.25 is your high. You go back to these two sneaky highs here, 56.98, 56.98, and 57.28. So it's going where it's supposed to for today. There's a big gap. I don't know if you're going to get to fill the gap in here. This could be a gap and go on Mr. Buffett. Boom. And let's see what else. CVX. I was talking with my buddy, and only, I think over the last 10 years, only 5 times has CVX had this kind of move. I don't know the exact statistics, but they got a little overzealous in the pre-market after hours, right? Came in, didn't take it out. I just think we really got to keep look at these monthly highs right here. Holy mackerel. This is it. This is make or break here. We got to 96.72 today. Took out the January high, 96.32. Took out the November high. So big days coming out. We are a buck off that, but you got to consider overnight. Yes, consider a breakout here. And it just like Exxon Mobil, if you want another objective, when things rebounded hard in June, I bet you made that high on June 8th. It got into triple digits at 103.59. Let's just go back and see if it was actually June 8th when it made that high. Because that's the day that American Airlines, remember that when all that went down. Let's just go back on the dailies. Hope I'm not boring you guys too much, but I'm just a stickler for exact dates. And look at that, June 8th, 103.59. Boom. You got some other highs: 103.59, 102.93, and 101.50. But first things first, let's take care of 96.72.
This is interesting. So if you look at the stocks that Buffett was buying in the fourth quarter, we talked about Verizon, we talked about Chevron, smaller name Marsh & McLennan, MMC. They're all up today, right? You go to the ones he was raising a stake in, like AbbVie and Merck. They're up today, and Kroger. They're up today, but T-Mobile is not. T-Mobile is the outlier of the group. T-Mobile, TMUS is not up. It's actually down today.
What's Marsh McLennan? I should know this.
MMC.
I thought I typed that in. It's having a good day, though. We talked about that 117 area. I mean, this thing is, near all-time highs, right? So, boom. You got to move. Let's just see. Clearing 117. It did nick the all-time high area in the after hours, so maybe that's your next objective here. I do see a couple other roadblocks if you're trading this. 1862, your December 18th high, and 1931, your June 17th high. So a couple other roadblocks there. Spoos just went green.
Yeah.
Went green by a little bit.
We go red for a day.
Well, it's back red, so we're battling. We got to 29, we're back. So people are looking at that second all-time closing high at 27.25 as a decent number. Actually, 27.75 is what it is.
B-Flow Ace is noting like Kraft Heinz is up today. I saw it going around that Michael Burry took a stake. We know Warren Buffett's been on this one for a while.
No, he got out. He got out. Didn't he get out?
No. Did he get out? Chad, help me out. Did Buffett sell? I don't think he sold.
I think he does. Help me out. I think he did.
I'm going to Google it right now. No, I don't see anything.
That's a big day. This is a big day.
No, I don't think he sold. I think he's still in it. I'm sure I could check that. Why don't I just check the 13F? That's a better idea. Why don't I just do that first? Let's check the 13F. See what came of that. But we know Buffett's owned this one for a while. Let's see. Kraft Heinz. Sort by alphabetical order. Yeah, He's got it.
He's does.
Got it. Yep.
He's still got it. Okay. I thought did he trim some or did he
not last quarter, maybe in Q3 or Q2. Not in Q4.
Big move for this. This is a breakout. So not even a 2-day move because it was down yesterday. So have to go to the monthlies. This was back in if you want to drill down on this one, if anybody really cares, January of or is that February 2019? That's when it really had to hit the skids. So go back and check some daily highs from that area, and you can find some potential areas of resistance here. And if that Michael Berry thing, I mean,
hey, he's hot. He was
hot,
in
man.
GameStop 2 years ago. So
yeah, I don't know if he's if he's on Reddit a lot or Wall Street Bets, but I don't know if this has the mojo for that crowd, but it's having a nice move. I don't know what the short interest is.
Maybe that would be the next thing, right? The Reddit crowd, the Wall Street Bets crowd is all about like beating up companies like mall retailers and movie theaters. Maybe they're moving on to like consumer staples like Kraft Heinz. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
They got their work cut out for them if they do.
Yeah, I mean, I sold this piece of garbage at I bought it at like 62 and sold it like a year ago. Anyway,
yeah,
moving on.
I trimmed it at the end. It was one of my, I can remember because I thought I still had it in one of my portfolios, and I sold it in December of 2018. Just when I was cleaning out the crap at the end of the year.
That's what I did last year.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah. You got to clean out the crap every once in a while. You got to do some spring cleaning.
Yep. Definitely. Okay. Spoo's back at unchanged here. Do you want to see the chart graphic of the day?
Yeah, I always do.
Okay. You ready for this? And I just didn't put this in before.
Okay.
It's a Kathy stock.
Okay. I like it already. What do you got for me? Yeah. I was watching that today.
The Kathy bid. Did you see where it got to?
Yeah, I was watching it.
It got to 21.98.
Yep.
And then I don't know when it did that. Oh, this was sneaky. Oh, this was like the old noon. Oh, the noon shakeout. They're hanging out, run change. Oh, the stock isn't going to do anything today. Comes down to 22. And I
think my Thinkorswim chart is broken. Let's try Benzinga Pro. Try to pull a butterfly. Didn't quite.
Yeah, I put the Kathy bid in there, right there for your own viewing pleasure. I'm gonna start putting timestamps and dates on this. Remind me to do that tomorrow, okay, Spencer? So people just don't.
That's a good idea. All right, somebody in the chat asked us about Apple, but they gave a number with it. I'm trying to find your comment. It was from like 20 minutes ago now. Damn it, I can't remember. Somebody asked if Apple was crazy at a certain price, but what was the damn price? Oh,
was there news on this today? Besides, they just hate the greatest stock in the world that makes all kinds of money. Oh, Warren, maybe Warren.
Yeah, I mean, he trimmed his stake like 5%, big whoop. But yeah, he did sell in the fourth quarter. You have any thoughts on Apple? I'm trying to find. I can't find the exact comment.
I mean, if you don't think, I would say this has a date with this area down here. I mean,
120. It was Tony Rosas.
Oh,
is Apple to 120 a crazy idea?
Hell no. That's not a crazy idea. But the first thing you got to do is you got to get to. I'd be expecting a bounce here. Or if you're trying along here at this area, I mean, this is where you're looking at that had all those lows, 125, 126, 127 ahead of the pre-earnings run. So I don't know if people are going to reload there or not. But one other daily low, it's not out of the question. One at 28.55. We didn't even get to that yet today. So a little bit of selling on Warren, but 120, first things first, folks. Man, first you got to take out 128.55 and then this 126, 127 area. So it ain't going down there tomorrow unless they have some bad news.
Someone in the chat is asking about eHave, which is a penny stock. We don't look at penny stocks. If you want to talk penny stocks, talk to Luke Jacoby. He's your penny stock guy. I don't know, Jack, about penny stocks. Now
You can take your $5 back if you want.
Well, no, it's Canadian, so
okay, so it's like $4.20.
What does that come out to? $4?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like to comment on those stocks.
Okay, Jack Douglas. I talked about Rocket for a couple days. Been 3 or 4 days since I've looked at Rocket.
And it's probably at 2072. Let me take a guess.
You are close. You're very close.
Nope, I left off the R. Shame on me. 2015. I mean, man, look at all those daily red candles. I mean, how can you get excited? I mean, this hasn't added one. I see an update. I mean, this is obviously in relation to the close, but this has been down 1, 2, 3, 4, up a penny, 5, 6 or 7 days with the other. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why this thing isn't going. Great housing market. You do have this low. This was the day. I don't know what day this is, but they're just not slamming. You're finding buyers 2008 here. I don't know if this is going to do an undercut of the IPO low. I really can't tell you. It's got to break this streak of down days, though. At least have some up day. I don't know when that's going to be. And then what's the other mortgage place?
UWMC.
Did I tell you I went to Josh's flag football game?
No, you didn't tell me that.
I did. He didn't have me keep stats.
You schmooze with the CEO?
No, he was on the other team.
Oh, I can't schmooze with him.
And the other team, I hope Raz isn't listening.
I'm sure he's not.
Okay. Raz's team had first of all, this guy's team hasn't lost in 4 years.
Okay.
Ever. Okay.
Right.
Raz's team started out down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they went up a touchdown near the end of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
And they threw a pick 6.
Oh.
And so the other team took the lead, and then Raz's team got the ball again. The clock was running out. There's no clock, but I was bugging this lady next to me. And Raz's team was driving again, and they threw another pick 6.
You can't do that.
So they ended up losing. But Raz did a great job coaching, man. He really did. He was really encouraging to all the kids. It was fun. It was my first. I tweeted it out over the weekend. It was my first live sporting event in a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It
doesn't quite have the same feel as the big house, but still fun.
No, it was fun. I just kind of sat in the corner by myself, and
sure.
But it was fun. Had my mask on.
We'll have to on Friday. We'll have to ask Raz all about the experience.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was very composed. Very composed. It's not funny. I remember when
I just don't believe it because he's not very composed at work.
He wasn't the blank kind of coach I was in the Franklin Girls Softball League.
I can imagine you were freaking insane. Yeah,
yes, exactly. Well, I never yelled at my girls, just the umpires.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the stocks. 3:55 or so. 5 minutes left in today's session. Going back through the chat. Palantir. We talked about this all throughout the morning. Kind of fell off my radar at around 9:30 or so at the open.
I'll stick with what I said before. This thing has a date with $25. I don't care if Kathy Wood's buying it. I don't care who's buying it. I just think that's what I'm looking at. And then Kenny threw out 23.69 yesterday. I never looked at that. Maybe he threw out 23.67. That was a January 7th low. So there it is. That's what I'm looking at. No bounce, no earnings bounce. Down again. Not going down as much, but we are trading near the lows of the session. 27.08. You at least like to see this close above the low from yesterday, but who knows? Battle going on here at the closing price. The Bulls and the Bears are just going at it. They are just not selling and buying here, trying to get green on the session, having a hard time.
What about Vuzix? VUZI. This is like a wearables technology play. Yeah.
VUZI.
VUZI.
Vuzzy?
Vuzi, yeah, or Vuzix is the company.
Good day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like that it made a new all-time high. That's good. Just don't like that it backed off so much from that intraday high of 1815. You're at 1684. So I'm not saying the move is over. What I'm saying is that what you want to do, low volume day. So maybe you just had some weak hands there. Keep an eye. My number for tomorrow and moving forward until further notice is 1716. That was the all-time closing high from yesterday.
All right, back to the chat. We'll do a few more until we wrap it up here. What
going green, Spencer? The Bulls overtake the Birds and unchanged, aiming for that pre-market high of 32.25, just inching our way towards that.
What about Freeport McMoran? I haven't looked at that one for a hot second. FCX.
Yeah,
steel. I was wondering whether steel was gonna cool off or not. It never really quite did. I mean, it did there for a minute, like in January. But FCX has come all the way back.
Wow, I never looked at this thing.
Yeah. Wow.
Holy mackerel! I mean, look at that.
Got to go to a monthly. Got to go to a monthly on this thing.
Are they mining for Bitcoin or something? What are they doing? Let's look at this.
Maybe. Oh my goodness! Look at that.
That is one hell of a chart, folks.
That's a W. That is a W right there.
Oh, look at that consolidation. I'm very upset with my chat. Why didn't somebody wake me up when this broke over 20? That was like a heatless trade.
Emily Davis says nobody cares about Freeport McMoran. Yeah, people care. Look at the chart. Yeah. People clearly care. Somebody out there cares.
Look at this. Going back, that 2011 high, 59.91, down to your 344 low. Never took that out in March. That's interesting. And now you're through the 50%. Ah, boy, maybe if it pulls back to 31, maybe it looks like for a little bit of a pullback. But this thing, your next monthly high to contend with is 36.11. So that's only $2 away. Wow.
Got to keep an eye on the metals.
Gold,
copper, silver, platinum, palladium. Got to keep an eye on those.
Not gold, though. Not gold.
All right, not gold. Copper, silver, platinum, palladium. Keep an eye on those. Okay. Someone asked to run down the earnings reports tonight. There are a few. Tilray is tonight. Fastly is tonight. Baidu, Twilio, SunPower. Those are all the ones I wrote down. I'm sure there's more, but those are the ones that I wrote down. Let me see if there's anyone that I missed.
I mean, if you want to strike in this Tilray, this is a possible area. Filled the gap from that ridiculous move. Couple lows in the same area. That's my thoughts on that. Also, folks, I don't change stocks in my portfolio based on one earnings report. I'll follow it, I'll follow the price action, but not in there making decisions on one earnings report. So let's wrap it up here, folks. 358. The battle for the close continues. We got the 39.30 back at unchanged. So market doing its best to break that one-day losing streak of three handles.
Yeah. Boston Beer Company, stamps.com. Just going through the list here.
Oh, well, they're buying this into the close. So strong. Look, going to need a really big report. Just saying, well, it started February at 950, and now it's trading at the highs of the session. So you better a beat and a raise on this one is what people are looking for. And then you said SPWR.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Street a little nervous on this one. I think if you get a pop up near 50, two highs at 50 and just above 50 on a decline here, you better hope it holds this low of 38.21. So that's it on my end, Spencer.
All right, it is 4:00. That means we're done. There's the bell. Thanks to Joel for coming on with us to wrap up the session. See you tomorrow, Joel. I want to bring on producer Rohan just for 2 seconds before we go to the Benzinga Pro Happy Hour. I want to bring producer Rohan on